XFM News on point.
XFM, I'm Chris Tim. Presidential candidate General Henry Tumukunde has expressed concern over the continued involvement of the army in the electoral process. Tumukunde says that army involvement in blocking rallies of the opposition candidates has become a routine, yet the law prohibits the UPDF from taking sides in politics. He adds that in case their involvement turns out to have an effect on the election results, they have gathered enough evidence to pin the army in the courts of law.
But I'm concerned about the frontal presence of the military on their own. There's a way it doesn't tally with what I know, and it doesn't tally with the rules of electioneering in Uganda. Military men in military vehicles threatening the population. It started in Wundujo. I think this is becoming a trend now. But we are taking records, and I'm sure it will be one of the things we shall be raising in case this election gets...
The Foundation for Human Rights Initiative wants police to stop dispersing campaign rallies for politicians indiscriminately. The executive director of the human rights body, Dr. Livingstone Sewanyana, says firing tear gas should be done as a final resort if supporters of a given candidate have consistently refused to adhere to police directives.
Of course, we know that the Ministry of Health initially allowed 70 people, but now it has also allowed as many as 200 people. Secondly, after warning them, it is also incumbent on the police, in case there are those who don't heed to the call, then to disperse them using reasonable force. Reasonable force might amount to, of course, throwing tear gas, but that has to be done proportionately, not indiscriminately.
The National Physical Planning Board member Amanda Ngabirano has vowed to deal with individuals who contravene the physical planning standards. This follows the increased collapse of the buildings arising from the violation of the standards, hence causing deaths. Ngabirano says the enforcement teams at a local level will be empowered to enforce the laws against the errant developers.
Giving the new cities an opportunity to grow and develop in a planned way without any bias. This is fiscal planning time to shine and time for Ugandans to benefit from the fiscal planning and why we should actually plan. The other thing will be to go to the fiscal planning local committees, planning committees, and ensure that we work together with them for enforcement. Planning without enforcement is useless. Planning without implementation is useless. So we are going to work with them and ensure that they are supported and enabled to deliver.
The Mayor, Nakawa Division, Ronald Balimwezo, has condemned the habit of Ugandans starting development associations with an aim of getting money from government for their own benefit. Balimwezo says that a number of associations have always formed during the campaign period by some people targeting government's money, and after elections they cease to exist. He says that this habit has greatly affected development and urged Ugandans to revise their conduct.
We have a very big challenge in Uganda in that social and solidarity enterprises, these circles, these small groups don't thrive because people are not patient, people want quick money, and therefore they have no foundation on which they can stand for 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years. They die very quickly. It is because of lack of seriousness, faithfulness, and basically being impatient. So we are called to all these groups to make sure that they create a foundation that can lead them to be sustainable.
Now in Africa news, Ethiopia's Prime Minister has given forces in the northern region of Tigray 72 hours to surrender as government troops advance on the capital, Mekele. Abiy Ahmed told Tigranian leaders they were at a point of no return. The Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, which controls the mountainous region, has vowed to keep fighting. The conflict has reportedly killed hundreds and displaced thousands in recent weeks. The UN has warned it could trigger a humanitarian crisis. Earlier, the Ethiopian military warned Mekele's 500,000 residents that the army would encircle the city and attack it with artillery fire. In sports, Arsenal forward Nicola Pepe was sent off for a headbutt as Leeds' wasteful finishing cost them a Premier League victory in a scoreless draw in a Barclays Premier League game played yesterday. Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds squandered a host of chances both before and after. Pepe was dismissed after video assistant referee consultation for sticking his head into Exun Alioski's face. Substitute Rodrigo Patrick Bamford and Rapfinha, deep into injury time on his first Premier League start, struck the woodwork. The Gunners were poor yet again, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's 60th minute effort was their first of 2 shots on target on the night.
XFM Breakfast News with Chris O'Dean.